out here tonight. You know, I haven't been taking pictures of your interviewing. You still been posting stuff like that?
We we have, but we probably should be better about that. I mean, that's something we continue to talk about
Yep.
is our social media presence and how we can be better. I know we did really well at that last year, and then we should probably be better about that because it gets a lot of engagement. People like to see that.
Yeah.
All right. 30 seconds. We're live on YouTube. Everything's rocking. Everything's working. I love it. And welcome to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, the Wim Dog, as we are getting ready for Grand Rapids football. It's homecoming in Grand Rapids, and they are taking on a Proctor this evening, and it is a beautiful night again in Grand Rapids. We have been so lucky to have just beautiful weather as we've continued to go through this season, and Jim, it's going to be another fun one tonight.
Yeah, what an awesome fall we've had. It's been so good, and looking forward to this tonight. I've been listening on the last couple of weeks, and the boys have been on a run.
They have been on a run, and want to just mention before we get too much further that our pregame here, because we are streaming via YouTube at KOZY Sports, is brought to you by Mr. Furnace, and we'll continue to thank all of our amazing sponsors as we continue to rock through this game and the rest of the regular season. Only 2 games left, and we are at home for the last 2 games. Of course, we start right here with Proctor, and then we get into Rock Ridge next week. But that is a Wednesday game, Jim, so we'll be back here on Wednesday night of next week. But first things first, you have Proctor. What do they say out there? This isn't a station, it's a, and I can't see, my eyes aren't that good, Jim.
I'll have
You
to put the binoculars on it.
Binoculars on it? I'm glad you brought them because the team is getting ready to run through the banner.
It's a dead end.
All right. I love it. So, of course, the Enter Sandman's playing, and here comes the team out of the shed across the way for Grand Rapids. Proctor is out on the field warming up right now, but being homecoming week, a lot of festivities taking place. And I know, Coach, one of the things, and you'll hear it here in our pregame interview, is that he says, there's a lot that happens during homecoming. But you know why we have a homecoming week? Because there's a homecoming game. And you have to be focused. You have to be prepared. Because, on paper, Proctor scored their first touchdown, or their first points, that being said, of the season last week, and it was 6. They've been shut out every other game. They have not had the season they like. But you can look at that all day, look at the stats, look at it on paper. But the minute you slip up once, Jim, and you let that focus go, bad things can happen. And when you're the Thunderhawks, especially after last week, just rolling North Branch, you want to continue that momentum.
And Rapids recognizing probably having the best defense in the section that, you know what, we have to play our best defense every game, and that means tonight as well. So we look for them to bring the D as they always have all season long.
And it should be a very tenacious defense. The band is here. They have come out, and they're going to be doing some really cool stuff. But speaking of talking to Coach Spawn pregame, we'll have that for you next as you're listening to Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. fine. You can keep it a little bit. Yeah, because they've still got to do Grand Rapids starting lineup, and they've still got about 2.5 minutes. So you could probably bring it within like 2 minutes or so. Thank you, Joe.
Really good interview, man.
Thank you.
He's a good interview.
He is. He's feeling good about things. He's loose. I like it. All right, Joe, we're ready. I'm ready. Yeah, he does. He's getting wild. He even took his hat off. He actually stood up for that. Sheldon getting crazy. Yes, he does, Super Joe. Sheldon doing a great job. Thank you, Joe. All right, let's go. Again, this pregame on our YouTube brought to you by Mr. Furnace. Welcome to Noah Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Super Joe back in studio. We are getting ready for a kickoff. Again, our pregame on our YouTube stream brought to you by Mr. Furnace. And things are going to heat up, Jim, here is Mr. Furnace likes to heat things up, but Grand Rapids is going to receive as they are going to be going from left to right here in the first quarter. So we appreciate you joining us. Coach Spahn has a lot of really good things to say. We'll touch on that here in just a little bit. But this is going to be kicked off. It's going to be fielded at the 20 by the Thunderhawks. It's Steele. He's going to break a couple tackles. He's running. He's to the 40. He's to the 50. Steele's got a man to beat, and he's to the 30. They're trying to chase him down. He's to 20, all the way down to about the 10-yard line is Marcus Steele. And if you're the Thunderhawks, that's how we get things going here on homecoming.
You said they're going to heat things up, and they did right there. Marcus Steele with a nice cutback left, found a seam up the sidelines. Thought he was going to be gone, but they were able to to run him down, and Grand Rapids in great position to put some points up quick here.
11:47, first quarter. It's first and goal from the 8. Grand Rapids will line up. McNear stands back from center, and he will take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Johnson, left side, just like that. Touchdown, Thunderhawks. Mason Johnson from 8 yards out, and it is 6-0. The student section, they're popping confetti. It's fun tonight, Jim. Already Grand Rapids coming out with a big-time kickoff return. It takes them one play to take it into the end zone.
Johnson with a nice little cut back there to the left. Jump cut, I think, that's what they call that? Little jump cut back to the left, and nobody touched him. Touchdown, Thunderhawks.
Line up now for the PAT. Raleigh be kicking. McKinney is your holder. We'll await the snap. And it is put down, and the kick is on the way, and it is good. Grand Rapids leads 7-0 over Proctor with 11:43 in the first quarter. And you're listening to Thunderhawks football, J105, the Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
That's how you get things started right there.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. You might keep these at 30s, Joe. I think we're going to have a lot of breaks to go through, and I got some things I need to talk about.
Mr. McNear looks solid in warm-ups.
And welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. The Thunderhawks have just taken a lead 7-0 with 11:43 left to go in the first quarter. Speaking of the first quarter on our YouTube stream, it's brought to you by the Dutch Room Mad Dogs Pizza. Pizza wing subs. Who's ready for some Thunderhawk football? Well, we are. And if you want some pizza, sit back, relax, listen, watch the game. You can call 218-326-1774 or online ordering available at maddogspizza.com. And, as we were talking to Coach Spawn in there in the pregame, Jim, he said, we got to keep our focus. A lot going on this week with homecoming. But if that's any indication, Grand Rapids is locked in. But we'll see here on defense.
Yeah, we'll know when the defense hits the field. You know how dominant they can be.
Kickoff is up. It'll be fielded about the 10. It's dropped. So Grand Rapids going to have to come up and stay in their lanes, and they do. And a good job by the kickoff team to go down there and make the tackle, and the defense that has been ever so dominant is now taking the field for Grand Rapids as they lead 7-0, 11:36 first quarter.
Owen Stark, the first one for the Thunderhawks there, making the tackle on the return, and just a host of help coming from his teammates.
So Grand Rapids will line up against this Proctor offense. It's 1st and 10. Ball is at the 12-yard line of Proctor. They'll be moving from right to left. Proctor is in the green pants, white jerseys with green numerals and those white helmets. Grand Rapids in the All Blacks tonight. Black bottoms, black tops, orange numerals, black helmets with the Thunderhawk logo on the side. Proctor lines up in the gun, twins to the left, two backs to the backfield. High snap, it's going to go into the end zone. Oliver Spawn's going to get there, and he's on it! And that is going to be a touchdown! Grand Rapids, Oliver Spawn from his linebacker position gets onto the ball before it rolls out of bounds, and Grand Rapids is rolling. It's 13-0, 11:31. First quarter.
If that's any indication how the defense is going to play tonight, we're in for a barn burner here. Oliver Spawn with that great pursuit as the snap went over the head of the quarterback. Oliver Spawn all over that for 6.
He pushed the Proctor quarterback down and just took the ball. Oliver Spawn making a play. And now lining up for the PAT is Grand Rapids. Kick is on the way, and it is good. It is 14-0 Thunderhawks. 11:31. We are in your first quarter of play, and we'll be back for more Thunderhawk football on J105, the Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
Spawn said, "Get out of my way." There wasn't a whole lot of room for him to recover that.
No, that was
Just-
actually really good that
yeah.
he didn't knock that out. I mean, that was a heads-up play. Mm. And welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. The Thunderhawks are out to a quick 14-0 lead over Proctor. 11:31 to go here in your first quarter. Again on our YouTube stream, that is brought to you by the Dutch Room and Mad Dogs Pizza. Grand Rapids will be kicking off from left to right. The kick is up and on the way, and it will be fielded by Proctor near the 5, and they'll bring it up across the 10, making a juke and a jive, but not getting out to the 20 or the rails. And they will take over on offense. And it's kind of just one play. One play on offense scores a touchdown. One play on defense scores a touchdown for Grand Rapids. We'll see how this continues. Again, Proctor not having the season they would like, but Grand Rapids taking kind of full advantage of their dominance here early on.
Yeah, I don't think Grand Rapids wants to help them out at all tonight there. I don't think they want to do many favors here. Grand Rapids going to get right after them.
So Proctor huddles, and they will break the huddle. They'll have it 1st and 10. Ball is at their own 18-yard line. Quarterback, very small in stature for Proctor, Logan Peterson. And Grand Rapids coming in quickly, throwing the running back to the ground, and that is, I believe, number 23. And that's Ryder Yoki.
I was really impressed in the interview with Coach Spahn, the compliments he paid to his linemen, both sides of the ball. Those guys are doing a heck of a job.
And so Proctor will come out. They will have it 2nd down and 9. They are at their 19-yard line, gain of 1. And they will hand this off. Now coming near side, and a barrage of Thunderhawks taking the runner down to the ground. And so not a lot going for Proctor there again. And that's number 22 for Proctor. That is Gilbert with the carry. So it'll be now 3rd down and long for the rails.
Thunderhawks with great pursuit there, just not allowing any movement there, any room to run, and just gang tackling going on.
So Proctor will huddle. 3rd and 9. They're on their own 19-yard line. Full house here in Grand Rapids for homecoming. Even quite a few Proctor fans making their way down across the stadium here.
Nice drive down Highway 2.
See all the trees changing color and stuff. It's beautiful. So now they will be back from center with Logan Peterson, the quarterback. He will roll to his right. He's looking downfield. He's going to heave it up high, and it will be incomplete. In coverage there was Caden Sweeney, and there wasn't a lot there for Proctor, so it'll be 4th down and 9 from the 19-yard line, and I would see Proctor's punting unit come out onto the field.
Whole lot of Mason Johnson in the quarterback's face there. He did not have a whole lot of time there. Just can't say enough about this linebacker core for the Thunderhawks. Mason Johnson, Oliver Spahn, those two are a couple of beasts in the middle.
So Proctor lines up to punt. High snap, but it will be fielded, and kick is on the way. It's going to bounce and be fielded at the 45 by Thiel. He's going to cross to the 40. Now he's got the edge to the 30. He's to the 20, and Marcus Thiel just running. A flags come out late. And Cherney looked like he was in some maybe extracurriculars away from the play. We'll see what the call is going to be. And it is a personal foul against Grand Rapids. And get into that a little bit out of the way of the play, and you can see Coach Spahn was coming out immediately to do some coaching up there, as that kind of negates a really good return by Thiel.
That's the last thing Coach wants to see. He's talking about cleaning up some mistakes, and those are the things, that's self-inflicted right there. You don't need that after a nice Thiel return now that they're going to get backed up.
And so they look like where they're going to spot this one. and they're conversing about it right now. While we have a second, let's thank some of our sponsors: Mr. Furnace, Dale's Auto Body, Northland Portables, Atchison Tire, Deerwood Bank, Latville Lumber, Super One Foods, and S&S Meats for helping bring you Thunderhawk football. And so they had that way down there. This is going to be backed up. I mean, still great field position for Grand Rapids, but obviously not where you would like to be after that return by Thiel. And you're going to just be outside the 25-yard line of Proctor. Again, moving from left to right. It'll be first down and 10 for the Thunderhawks. 9:27 first quarter is 14-0 Grand Rapids. And they'll be at the 27-yard line are the Thunderhawks. One to the right, one to the left, double wing formation. They hand it off, coming near side, and that's a good play by Proctor, getting Ravers in the backfield. Number 47, Densler, comes in and wraps up Ravers around the ankles and takes him down for a loss. So Grand Rapids behind the chains here. Second down and 15. Ball is going to be at the 32-yard line in between the hashes.
Densler looked like he came in untouched, was able to cause some problems on that one.
So Grand Rapids comes out. They'll have twins to the left. You have Johnson, Ravers, and Thiel in the backfield. McNear is going to do a hard count, and he got him to jump. And that'll be a +5, so it'll go back to second down and 10.
Proctor better get used to that. McNear with that hard count, we've seen that all season long, whether it's McNear, Spawn, whoever's in there. It seems like that hard count is hard to get used to, and they tend to draw a few penalties with it.
So McNear will come out. Again, you have twins to the left, and that's Hajduk. He's the wide receiver, and Joel is in the slot. Now McNear stands back from center. He pitches it to Thiel. Thiel's going to have to turn things up as he's got Proctor defenders in the backfield, but he is going to get up enough for a first down. But some penetration by Proctor into the backfield, but Thiel just showing off that speed.
Yeah, Thiel able to turn the corner. Then you had little hesitation there, was able to set up a block, get enough yardage there to get the first down. Nice job by Marcus Thiel.
So first down and 10 for Grand Rapids. And they are going to be at the 15-yard line. Ball is on the far side hash. And you're going to see one wide to the right, one to the left. Duell is to the right. McNear stands back from center. He's going to fake the handoffs. Play action. He's throwing it to Thiel. He's on a little wheel route. It's off of his shoulder pads. Incomplete. Oh, my. He had him. And just off of his hands, let that one come into him a little bit and bounce off those shoulder pads. Incomplete. And that would have been a touchdown. But as it stands, be second down and 10 for Grand Rapids.
Very nice play there, McNear. With maybe a little bit more loft on that ball, allow Thiel to run under that. Thiel had to kind of let up a little bit there and never did, was able to connect.
So now your traditional set with one wide and 11 is Duell. You're tight to the right, and McNear will hand this one off. It's Thiel who's just going up the middle. Flag comes out late again as Thiel gets inside the 10. We'll see what the call is going to be. And it might be a horse collar tackle on the preliminary indication that I saw, but we're waiting to see what the official call is going to be. Personal foul, yes. Horse collar tackle against Proctor, and that will move this one again half the distance to the goal. It'll be first down and goal for Grand Rapids. It should be here.
I would say that's trouble for the Proctor Rails.
And they move this one up inside the 5 to the 4.
It's like Mason Johnson time right now.
McNear takes a snap, and he's going to take it himself. It's a pitch near side, and trying to power his way forward is Ravers. He's not going to get there. That option play, but Proctor was there. They read that one out, and they hold Grand Rapids. It'll be now second down and goal.
Yeah, Proctor with nice pursuit there. Ravers fortunately was able to make some yardage out of that after some really contact behind the line of scrimmage. A lot of hard work by Ravers just to get a couple.
The ball's going to be spotted, kind of the tip of the football right at the 2-yard line. And ball is now near side hash. McNear comes into the huddle from the sideline, and he will lead the team up to the ball. And they'll, again, be wide to the right with Duell. McNear is going to be under center. And he will take it himself just off the right side for a touchdown. Grand Rapids from 2 yards out. Logan McNear, big hole opens up. He just strolled his way into the end zone. And the Thunderhawks are up 20-0 over Proctor here with 7:09 to go in the first quarter.
Good to see Logan McNear back on the field, and he's looking good. Nice little hesitation there. Found the hole there and went in relatively untouched.
Raleigh will line up for the PAT. McKinney is your holder. The snap is back, hold is down, kick is on the way, and it is good. And Grand Rapids has taken a 21-0 lead. 7:09. We are in your first quarter, and you're listening to Thunderhawk Football on J105, the Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
Hey, buddy. Good to see ya. We're on commercial right now. Marcus, say hi to Owen real quick.
What's up, Owen? How you doing? Rock and roll, my man. I don't know why. Check.
5 seconds, we're back on. Hang around.
Welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Super Joe back in studio. Again, our YouTube streaming your first quarter brought to you by the Dutch Room Mad Dogs Pizza. Go get you some. You go to maddogspizza.com or call 218-326-1774. Grand Rapids on top, 21-0. 7:09 first quarter, Jim, and here we go. As Grand Rapids will kick this one off from left to right. Kick is on the way, and they've been kicking it deep lately, and that was not going to be fielded well. The ball's on the ground, and just diving on it are the rails, and that was number 2, Marshall, who was able to get back on it and avoid absolute disaster, and the offense will come out onto the field for Proctor.
Yeah, I got to give some praise to Raleigh. He's been real steady on the kicking game. 3 for 3 for tonight on extra points, and his kickoffs have been nice and deep.
So Grand Rapids defense comes out. Again, nobody outside of Bemidji and Hermantown has scored on the starters of Grand Rapids. And Proctor's offense will come out now. Ball on the near side hash is going to be first down and 10. Ball is at the 15-yard line. And this is kind of a different formation. You're going to see number 24 boost him, and he is in the backfield, and that is just blown up by Grand Rapids. So Boozum on the carry, and coming in for the Thunderhawks, Joe Dick, number 21, making the play.
Yeah, and just great pursuit coming down the on containment there. Was able to just crush him for a loss.
And so there's some substitutions coming in and out for Proctor as we are at 6.5 minutes to go first quarter, 21-0 Thunderhawks. And I believe you're going to see now for the Rails, number 10 come back in, Logan Peterson at your quarterback position. You have 2 backs in the backfield, double type formation. In fact, it's an I set for Proctor. They will hand this one off, and Grand Rapids given no ground in the middle, and Cherney was in there as well as Halal, and he's been playing pretty well too lately.
Yeah, those big guys in the middle just plugging things up there. No room for anything to happen there. Looked like probably lost a couple yards on that one as well.
And it sounds like a loss of 2, so 3rd and 17 for Proctor, and they are going to be lined up here, ball at the 8-yard line. And they will break the huddle. Now the line split out to the left, tight to the right, moving from right to left under center. Peterson. He will send the motion. It's a pitch near side, trying to get to the edge, but not allowing it to happen is Lampa. He comes in and makes a tackle. So Ari just showing his speed, and again, nothing going. In fact, just really moving backwards is Proctor, and it's going to be 4th down and long, deep in their own territory. They'll likely have kicked this one from out of the end zone, and that defense, I mean, it is what it is for
Yeah.
Grand Rapids.
And Lampa on that play with great pursuit, swatting at that ball as the runners go into the ground. They're looking to make some turnovers here.
And some personnel running in for Proctor. And they will have some discussion and get ready to kick this one off. Your deep receivers
And
for
I think
Grand
they ran out of
Rapids.
time.
They are going to get this one off. So it's Ravers at field. Ravers is going to field in our own in the Proctor territory. He's going to juke and jive. He's going to get to the 20. He might take this 10. 5 inside, touchdown! Grand Rapids Ravers taking the punt return for a score, and it is 27-0 Grand Rapids, 4:19 first quarter.
Ravers with the kind of catching that ball in traffic there, able to weave his way and then just open it up to the left there. Found that corner pylon. Nobody was going to catch him. Little cut back there at the finish there. Nice run back by Ravers.
The PAT unit comes on. We await the snap. And a flag comes out before the snap. And what is the call going to be here? And it's going to be dead ball offside against Proctor. And you can't move the ball up too far.
Hopefully they mark that off on the kickoff.
And it looks like they're just going to mark it up the yard or half yard that will be here for the PAT, and we'll reset and get things going. You would almost want to take that on the kickoff if you could. You'd get more out of it, but as it stands, we'll line up for the PAT. It's 27-0, Grand Rapids. Volley. Sets. Hold is down. Kick is on the way. And it is good. It is 28-0. Grand Rapids on top. It's homecoming in Grand Rapids. And they're putting on a show with 4:19 left to go first quarter. And you're listening to Thunderhawks football. J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
How's your week been, buddy?
I
Lot of
switched
hockey.
the input, Joe. I don't, so, and everything is cranked.
Are those yours?
Yeah.
Or are they like
So I don't know.
What's that? That's Joe back in station.
Welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Super Joe back in studio. Grand Rapids has just returned to punt for a touchdown. Ravers taking it to the house. It's 28-0, 4:19 left to go first quarter, and Grand Rapids will be kicking this one off from left to right.
Boys are dancing on the sidelines now. Why wouldn't you?
So far, it's turning out to be a festive night in Grand Rapids. Full house on hand. And we await the kickoff. The whistle has blown. Kick is booted deep. It will be fielded at near the 5. And now bringing it upfield is Proctor. But special teams, that kickoff team has continued to get better and better week in and week out. They're not allowing much going on special teams. We saw that, though, through kind of the first couple weeks where that was somewhat of an issue. But Grand Rapids is getting that one sealed up.
Once again, Owen Stark down there. I think 44 has been the first guy down on every kickoff so far. Kid's right on him.
So this will be Proctor coming out first and 10. They'll be on their own 17-yard line, and it has just been a struggle for the Rails. They have really struggled to get across the 20 so far.
But if you're the Thunderhawks, we have a defensive touchdown. We've got a special teams touchdown and 2 by the offense here in just the first quarter.
So Proctor lines up in the gun with Peterson. He's got 2 backs in the backfield, twins to his left. He will hand this off, and Grand Rapids in the backfield again. Oh, getting in that scrum is Justin Crum, number 50. And he gets in and makes a tackle in the backfield, and Proctor is negative yards on that play, so second down for the Rails.
And some laundry on the field again. Yeah, Crum with a nice penetration there, able to come in and roll down that running back.
There was a
Jump.
block in the back by Proctor. And are they going to take this penalty? I would almost be surprised that they're going to take the penalty, but it appears that they are. So they will take the penalty, will Grand Rapids, and this will back the ball up to the 7-yard line. And it is all Grand Rapids right now. So second down for Proctor. Second and long, very long.
Little appearance there by my eldest grandson, Owen. He had to
Yay, he's
stop
having
by.
some fun.
Yeah, he stop by and see Grandpa and see how Marcus does his thing.
We're rocking and rolling. We're rocking and rolling. One wide to the right, one to the left. Peterson in the gun. He stands near the goal line. And they will hand this off and running backwards. And that's dangerous for Proctor. It almost is it going to be a safety for Grand Rapids? Where are they going to spot this?
Oh.
And I think they're going to spot it just outside the goal line. But Grand Rapids in pursuit almost takes the rails down in the end zone for a safety. But the officials are going to say it was just outside. I mean, that's on the, I don't even want to say that's a 6-inch line. That's about the 2-inch line. Where they're going to spot this ball on the far side hash. This is going to be dangerous for Proctor, so you know Grand Rapids coming hunting on this one. It is going to be third down and 26 from inside the 1.
Gilbert for Proctor trying to bounce that one out, and that was a bad idea. Thunderhawks all over him.
And everybody's coming up in the box. And this will be under center, and they will hand it off, and that's going to be a... I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. No signal. I want to say it's the safety, or did they? Safety, there it is. I had to wait for the official call, but Grand Rapids is in the backfield, and they are going to get the safety. So they'll add 2 more. So it's going to be 30-0, 2:30 left to go, first quarter.
Holy smokes, they're doing it all here tonight. They are just not being kind to the Proctor Rails as they're visiting tonight.
And they just took that. I was kind of surprised it took them as long to signal that, because that Grand Rapids defense was at least 2 to 3 yards back into that end zone. They are just tenacious. Tenacious.
And it looked like there was nothing was going to stop them. They just put everybody up on the line and just penetrated. They're pushing the whole Proctor team back.
And so this will be a free kick for Proctor, and Grand Rapids is going to get the ball. So while we have a second, let's thank some of our sponsors. Vendors, Mackley Auto Repair, Grand Rapids State Bank, M&H Gas, Itasca Economic Development Corporation, Woodland Bank, Grooms Property Management, the Timberlake Lodge, Nooches in the Corner, Northern Star Co-op, Cenex, Grand Rapids Public Utilities Commission, 218 Supply, Cedar Creek Tavern, and the Minnesota Deer Hunters Association. And Grand Rapids is lined up. The front line is at the Proctor 30. This will likely be very good field position for Grand Rapids on this free kick by the Rails. Grand Rapids leads 30-0. 2:30 left to go, first quarter. And we await the whistle for this kick. And everybody appears to be set now. Whistle has blown, and the kick is punted up and will be fielded. It's going to get a Proctor bounce, and kind of misreading that was Steele, but he runs back and gets it at his own 30. Now he's up to his own 40, and he's tackled, and this will be roughly the worst field position that Grand Rapids has had so far in this game, but they are going to be up at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, Thiel kind of misplayed that. He allowed the ball to get over his head there, and then it took a little roll the other direction. Thiel did pick it up and was able to get some yardage back, but really just not a whole lot going there on that punt return.
First and 10 for the Thunderhawks at their own 45, moving from left to right. It's 2:26. First quarter, it's 30-0 Thunderhawks.
Looks like we've got a new fullback in here, Mr. Alt.
And you don't lose a lot. I mean, that's the thing. Grand Rapids so deep is they will hand this one off inside. I believe that's Mr. Morgan, number 33. So Ethan gets up across the 50-yard line running with some authority. And it'll be second down for Grand Rapids.
Morgan looking strong out there. I know he had a little ding there early on the season. Looks like he's recovered real well.
So Grand Rapids will huddle. Ball is on the near side hash. It's going to be at the rails, 48-yard line. Fields in the backfield with Arlt and Morgan. Near side receivers Duell. McNear's under center, but the ball is fumbled at the snap, but McNear cognizant enough to jump back on it, but he'll lose about a yard or two. And that was something that we talked to the pregame with Coach Spawn. What did you work on in practice? Ball security. He's like, we fumbled it twice versus North Branch in that second half. He's like, we got to get that cleaned up because, I mean, those section playoffs are coming soon. Turnovers can be the death of you in any game.
Absolutely, and when you have high hopes, as this Thunderhawks team does, you can't have any of that going on.
So it's going to be 3rd and 5, ball right at midfield. McNear is under center. Hard count, and he gets them all to jump up front for Proctor, and that'll be 5 yards. It should line them up for a first down or be very, very close to it, depending on the official spot of the ball.
Great discipline by our linemen as they are able to hold tight as Proctor starts to jump there. Proctor just not getting used to that McNear hard count.
And this will be, they're going to say that's on Rapids.
Wow.
So they're going to say that was a false start against Grand Rapids on that hard count. And so somebody maybe flinched the ball a little bit. You never quite know, but I didn't see it. I saw all the Proctor defense jump across, but it's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Grand Rapids.
Yeah,
so it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Just after I gave them a compliment for their discipline, guess it wasn't so good.
So McNear is going to throw this, and it's going to be complete on a little inside slant and getting upfield to near the 35-yard line of Proctor are the Thunderhawks. And I believe that's going to be number 19, Christopherson. And it is with the reception. And first down, Grand Rapids.
Christopherson on the in route there was able to go down and get that low throw and able to do a little work to get enough yardage to secure that first down.
So 1st and 10, ball is at the Proctor 35, moving from left to right. This is going to be handed off inside and pushing forward are the Thunderhawks with Arlt on the carry, and he gets forward, picks up decent yards on first down, be second down for Grand Rapids.
And as you said, you bring Arlt in and in the place of Johnson, and you don't lose a whole heck of a lot. Mason Johnson, just a really solid fullback, and Arlt coming in and doing a lot of the same.
Well, and they're actually going to spot this ball back at the line of scrimmage. So maybe we got faked out too. I don't know, but that's going to be the end of the first quarter regardless. So it's going to be 30-0. Grand Rapids at the end of one over Proctor. We'll come back for your second quarter of play as you're listening to Thunderhawks football on J105, the Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. That's a battle.
Where's that game being played?
It's in Deer River. And we're at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lynn alongside Jim Wimmer. Our second quarter brought to you by Rapids Roof Trust. We'll talk about that here in just a second as this is handed off inside to Arlt, and he will get forward. And I see him holding the ball this time, and he gets up to the 30-yard line. So it's going to be third down. for Grand Rapids. So our second quarter here on our YouTube stream brought to you by Rapid Roof Trust, agricultural, residential steel, and trim. Call 326-1777.
And speaking of guys coming back to play again, good to see Logan McNear out there. He's looking really good.
Looking really sharp. So third down and 5. Ball's at the 30. McNear's actually going to take it right side. Now he's going to cut outside. He's to the 20. Now he's to the 10. 5. McNear. Touchdown! Thunderhawks from 30 yards out. Logan McNear makes it look easy. And it's 36-0 Grand Rapids, 11-17 second quarter.
Just as we're talking about the young man, away he goes. McNear with that long stride, keeping off the right side there and just leaving the rails in the dust. McNear gone.
He just makes it, it's so effortless when he runs. And here is the PAT with Raleigh. McKinney will be your holder. The snap is back. Hold is down. Kick is on the way, and it is short. It's no good. So the score remains 36-0, 11-17 left to go in your second quarter. Just kind of getting things underway in your second quarter. And we'll take a quick time out as you're listening to Thunderhawks football, J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. It's homecoming in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Super Joe back in studio. And it is 36-0 Grand Rapids, 11-17. We are in your second quarter. Logan McNear with the last touchdown. And now we are getting low in Grand Rapids with the music that is playing. And we're going to kick this one. And this is more of the squib kick. It's off of the rails. And is Grand Rapids going to recover? There's a pile up, and the ball's still rolling around. And Grand Rapids, I think they say they have it. They're jumping around like they do. And Thunderhawks are going to come away with the football.
Wow, Raleigh with a booming low drive kick, bounces off one of the rails, and ricochets back. Rapids able to get in the scrum there and come out with the ball.
And Grand Rapids will have it now, 1st and 10. Inside rails territory at the 39, ball inside, in between the hashes, and the team will huddle at the Thunderhawk at midfield. And if you have an opportunity, if you haven't been out to a game here, you should come out. It's a beautiful track, runs around the facility, says Grand in the left end zone, Rapids in the right, and orange end zones, black lettering. It's full house tonight. One more game. You can come out next Wednesday. Still have time to come out tonight if you want to, too. Going to be a T formation behind McNear. He will hand this one off. Now cutting inside is Morgan. Now cutting outside to the 20. Trying to use the speed. 10-5. Touchdown! Thunderhawks! Ethan Morgan, 39 yards. Get fired up. Grand Rapids has just extended their lead with 11:03 in the second quarter. Oh, my goodness. 42-0.
Morgan getting around the left side there and just turning it on down the sidelines there, able to outrun all of the rails to that pylon. Nice run, Ethan Morgan.
Raleigh lines up for the PAT. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is on the way, and this time it is good, and it's 43-0 Grand Rapids, 11:03 left to go in your second quarter. And we're going to take another quick timeout. You're listening to Thunderhawks football, J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. Welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Again, our second quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by Rapid Roof Trust, 326-1777, Agricultural, Residential, Steel, and Trim. Ethan Morgan putting his name on the board as he scores the last touchdown. 43-0 is your score. Thunderhawks are up 11:03 left to go in the second quarter, and it is ruckus here in Grand Rapids as they are up on the Proctor rails. And Jim, it's Grand Rapids. You like to see a team come out and never overlook an opponent, and they are definitely not doing that tonight as they are just doing what they do best this season, really, as it's gone on and just be straight up dominant.
Yeah, in all three phases. It's we're seeing it kicking game, return game, defense, and, of course, the offense pouring it on.
And this is going to be a high, deep kick. It's going to be fielded, and it's going to be dropped but picked up. And now trying to get something going, but kickoff team, again, coming down with all sorts of tenacity, staying in their lanes. They're fired up coming off of the field, and Proctor will take the field now 1st and 10, again, deep in their own territory, and still have really not made it to the 20-yard line. It's at the 19.
Yeah, it seems like every time they get the ball, they just go in reverse. This Grand Rapids defense just bullying the rails here tonight.
So 1st and 10 from their 19. Moving from left to right as we see it here from the press box. Rails will come out. Peterson, their quarterback, stands back for center. It's a high snap. He's going to be hit, and he's going to get it away, but Grand Rapids is there again. Ethan Morgan defensively coming up and making a play, as well as Joe Dick. And it's just backwards for the rails. And that's going to be a relatively significant loss. They're at the 19. Now they're going to be at the 16. So a loss of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and long for the rails.
Adric Adams introducing himself to Mr. Adams there. Or, excuse me, number 10, Mr. Peterson. Adric Adams was the one with the good penetration there.
Clock is running near 10 minutes. It's 43-0 Grand Rapids. We're in your second quarter. 2nd and 13. Ball's at the 16. Whistles blow. And there's a timeout going to be called on the field. Proctor is going to call a timeout. Our timeout's on our YouTube stream brought to you by S&S Beats. We'll keep it right here. And Super Joe, if he wants to send me that Deer River score again, that would be fantastic. Deer River playing Cherry tonight. That is on 96.9 KMFY. And last check, that was already in the third quarter. That's a battle of a game.
Yeah, I'm impressed to hear both Cherry and MIB moving up from 9-man to single A. So that's really awesome to hear. Usually it's going the other way. So good to see schools bumping it up. Both teams have been really dominant in Section 7 9-man.
And holding their own, I know MIB has dropped the last 2 that they've played against the Bombers, Barnum and Bram. However, there are some significant starters out for MIB over the last 2 games. I know Coach Zubich, as he is fired up to get them back and expects more from his team, as that's a little bit of disciplinary issues. But they will be back for the Deer River game, is my understanding, and that could be a huge matchup. And this is a big matchup between Deer River and Cherry tonight. Again, I believe it was 12-8 last time I saw from Joe.
Yeah, I'm sure that
Deer River on top.
Has some ramifications on the seedings.
Peterson lines up in the gun. It is 2nd and 13. Ball is at the 16-yard line of the rails. And hard count. Grand Rapids flinches. I didn't see him come over. But we'll see if this is a false start. Like Grand Rapids did when we thought it was going to be an offside. And it is against the rails, so it is a false start on Proctor, and they will back this one up even further. And unfortunately for the rails, it is negative offensive yards.
I thought Spawn was angry out there, but I think he was celebrating.
He just fired up.
You betcha. I tell you what, Oliver Spawn showing a lot of leadership on the defensive line, or defensive side of the ball this year.
So 10:09, second quarter, it's 43-0 Thunderhawks. going to be 2nd and 18, ball at the 11-yard line of Proctor, and it's going to be rolling out to the left. The Spawn is there, but Peterson, he's not very big, but he made Spawn work for a ball. Grand Rapids says it came out. We'll see what the official call will be.
I think they already said down.
And they are pointing that he was down, but Grand Rapids was getting excited about that one.
Yeah, Peterson kind of battling Spawn there. Spawn kind of spun him around, took him to the ground. Must have dislodged it when he hit the ground.
And Rula, one of the guys coming out from the bottom of the pile, but it will be 3rd down and long for Proctor.
And once again, Proctor just going in reverse. This Grand Rapids defense is just a monster.
So Deer River does lead Cherry 18-8 in the 2nd quarter, but high-powered offense Cherry, you just never quite know.
That Section 7A is going to be a
It's gonna be a good one.
It's going to be a tough one this year.
Proctor in the gun, 4 wide receiver set, 2 to the left, 2 to the right, high snap, and they're actually gonna kick this one away. And on 3rd down, and that might be the smartest play, the way that they've been going on offense.
Interesting.
They don't want to back up any further. And this will be Thunderhawks taking over. 1st down and 10 inside Proctor territory at the 39-yard line. And looks like Ravers is coming out of the game. He was in, and they're going to call him out, and I don't know if he's happy about that. I think he's telling Coach, why can't I be in there right now? But Ravers is not going to be in the game. So, and coming into the game is going to be, looks like Arlt Thiel is in there and Morgan. And McNear's under center, pitch near side. It's Thiel. He's going to try to catch the edge of the 30. Now he's going to cut back inside to the 10. A stiff arm 5. Touchdown! Marcus Thiel! I feel you, sir, as you have another touchdown all this season. And it's 49-0. Grand Rapids from 39 yards out, 8:50 2nd quarter. Marcus Thiel putting on a show.
Great blocking in front of Thiel. And then Thiel with a nice cutback there, finding a seam. The boys did the work at the beginning, but Thiel did the work at the end. Man, what a nice run there. These guys are putting some miles on the ground here tonight, Marcus.
And Raleigh will line up for the PAT. McKinney is your holder. And the snap, we await it. It's back. McKinney's hold is down. Kick is on the way, and that's going to be wide left. So kick is no good. Score remains 49-0, 8:50 left to go, 2nd quarter. And you're listening to Thunderhawks football. J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
Thunderhawks were wanting to put a 50 spot up, but missed it by 1.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, see how quickly those games change. We are at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer. Super Joe back in studio. Grand Rapids is up 49-0 in the 2nd quarter as Marcus Thiel just scored a touchdown. And give you an update, it's 18-14 Deer River over Cherry in the 2nd quarter, and that is a battle now. And that's on 96.9 KMFY. And now kicking off will be Grand Rapids from right to left as we see it. Whistle is blown. Kick is on the way. High end over end kick. Fielded at the 10. Coming near side and trying to chase him down. And they do! Is the kickoff team for Grand Rapids, number 23. Jackson Dietman making a tackle.
Dietman putting an exclamation point on that pursuit. Runs down there. Guy trying to run away from him. Dietman says, absolutely not.
So 8:44, we are in your 2nd quarter. It's 49-0. Grand Rapids on top. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Proctor. They're going to be at their own 17, moving from left to right. The student section had some blow-up dice that they were knocking around here earlier. Cheerleaders trying to get them fired up. Somebody's going to have to get all that confetti off the track at some point here.
Looks like our starters are getting some rest, Marcus.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of different personnel coming into the game, and we'll try to keep you up to date the best we can. Peterson under center for Proctor. He's got two backs to the backfield, twins to the left. He's going to hand this off inside. Little hole that opens up, but tackled by number 23 for Grand Rapids. And that was Jackson again. He just made the play on special teams. He comes in, makes play on defense.
Dietman back-to-back tackles. Nice tackle there, able to throw the guy down. They did get a few yards.
It got across the 20-yard
rails.
line down to the 21, so second down. Got about 4 on that. 2nd and 6 from the 21. Ball on the near side hash, moving left to right. Proctor huddles. Clock runs to near 8 minutes. In the second quarter, it's 49-0. Thunderhawks on top. One wide to the right, tied to the left. Excuse me, it's going to be twins to the right. Peterson under center for Proctor. He sends motion. He's going to pitch it near side, trying to get up, and number 23 again for Grand Rapids coming up, making a play. Also coming up and getting his head in there, number 83, William Kanowski.
Dietman's all over the place here.
Yeah, he's fired up. And I believe this is a full second and third unit out there for the Thunderhawks right now.
Dietman listed at 6 foot 200, good size.
So 7:46. Second quarter, it's third down, 3rd and 6. Ball's at the 21, no gain on that play. Proctor will stand back in the gun with Peterson. He's got two backs in the backfield, one to his right, one to his left. He's got twins to the left. High snap, he's back to pass, and he's going to pitch this in front of him, and Grand Rapids is there to make a stick. Number 6 for the Thunderhawks, Asplin, coming in, making a tackle. And it'll be 4th down for Proctor.
Like Joe Neary, 72, making his way to the quarterback there. I saw a lot of jersey being held, but referees decided that they don't want to call anything. So
49-0, Grand Rapids leads 7-14. We are in your second quarter, and here comes number 10 in from the sideline for the Rails.
I would
Logan
expect a punt here. Are they going to go for it on 4th? Yeah.
In the size of Proctor, they are very small. And they tried to do the hard count. Grand Rapids does not come across. They might have just been trying to hard count them. And a flag comes out. This could be a delay. Well, no, the play clock didn't run down. It was still plenty of time. So this could be a false start, and else they say that Grand Rapids did come across. And Coach Spawn has got the headset off, hands on his hips. He's out awaiting what this call is going to be. His body language doesn't look like he's too thrilled, but I would anticipate this would go against Proctor. And they're having a long conversation. And now we'll get the official call, it appears. Now we're going to continue to talk, and they're going to wave the flag off. So they're going to say no flag on the play. They're going to wave that one off after a conversation, and we're going to get things back in action. 6:50, second quarter. It's 49-0, Grand Rapids. It'll be 4th and 3.
Student section having a lot of fun here. They were playing a little pom-pom basketball with the cheerleaders there. One cheerleader on the other cheerleader's shoulder with the arms out.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So Proctor lines up. They're going to go for it here. One wide to the left, one to the right. It's going to be a high snap, and nope, they will punt it away. They get in that offensive formation, then just punt it away. And with Peterson, and that will be downed inside Grand Rapids territory, inside the 50, about the 48-yard line, and that's where the Thunderhawks will take over. And who will come in as your quarterback for Grand Rapids? I'm waiting to see if number 5 is going to come out. And he is talking to Coach Spawn right now with his helmet on. So I would anticipate this is going to be Braden McKinney coming into the game to lead the Thunderhawk charge on offense. And here he comes. McKinney got some good reps last week, too. A senior, 6'2", 180. So it's good to see a senior coming in, get some quality playing time here on his home field. 6:44. Second quarter is 49-0. Grand Rapids first and 10 from their own 48, moving from right to left as we see it. McKinney's under center. One split wide to the left. This will be handed off inside and pushing forward for a couple yards is Grand Rapids. That's going to be number 44, Owen Stark, with the carry.
McKinney backing up Spawn last year. He's got some experience, so it not like he's coming in green. He gets plenty of reps.
McKinney will huddle up his team here at a 2nd and 8. Ball is at midfield on the far side hash. And they will come to line. One wide receiver to the right. Double wing set fullback behind McKinney. McKinney, and there's going to be some movement up front. I don't know who moved first.
Looks like right guard Rapids.
There was some flinching up front, and flags come out. And it will be a false start. Is you all right, Jim? Against Grand Rapids. That'll back them up 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd down and long for the Thunderhawks.
Boys are going to give Coach Spawn something to work on here as backups are having some discipline problems.
They will huddle things up and get things going from the 45-yard line, their own 45. Moving from right to left. Here comes Grand Rapids. It'll be 2nd down and 13. McKinney will get under center. And he'll hand, no, he's going to be an option near side. McKinney's going to break one tackle. McKinney's running. He's almost down to the 40-yard line. And I think that's where they're going to spot him in Proctor territory. So Braden McKinney showing off the wheels.
Yeah, McKinney able to get around left side there and able to break loose there a little bit. Enough for a 1st down.
So 1st and 10, Grand Rapids into Rails territory. 1st and 10 from the 40, moving right to left. 5.5 minutes, 2nd quarter, it's 49-0 Thunderhawks. Splitting out wide to the right, number 20, and that's Elijah Lane. T formation behind McKinney, tight to the left. McKinney will hand this one off, and powering forward are the Thunderhawks, and that's number 37, Noah Kinkle. It'll be 2nd down for Grand Rapids.
Kinkle a little smaller running back, listed at 5'7", 150, but got a little size to him there.
So 2nd down and 8, ball at the 38 of Proctor. Grand Rapids with the football. McKinney's under center. One wide to the left. And they will be option far side. McKinney's going to keep it again with a stiff arm. McKinney's running up the field, and he's going to be inside the 20, or at least right at, it looks like they're going to spot him on the far side, right at the 20. So McKinney, I think McKinney wants a touchdown. But he is getting that edge and taking it upfield, and it'll be 1st down and 10, Grand Rapids.
Yeah, McKinney looking like he had the option there, and he just tucked it in, and basically the same thing he did on left side, he did on right side, but even with better results. McKinney looking good there.
4:20 left to go. 2nd quarter, 49-0. Grand Rapids 1st and 10 from the 20. McKinney will hand this one off. And getting down to about the 15-yard line are the Thunderhawks. And that is Stark with the carry. So it'll be 2nd down and 5 for Grand Rapids. Ball spotted at the 15.
Stark 6'1", 190, so Rapids brings in another team of running backs, and they still bring in some size.
Grand Rapids lines up one wide to the left, tight to the right, double wing fullback behind McKinney. McKinney's going to take it himself off the left side, lower his shoulder, and he will be, it looks like just shy of the 1st down. So should be 3rd and 1 here for Grand Rapids. And the band starting to make their way onto the track and get their props ready to go for the halftime festivities. As we're nearing 3 minutes to go before halftime, Grand Rapids leads over Proctor 49-0. McKinney comes in from the sideline. And he will huddle things up. On this 3rd and 1. Ball is at the 11-yard line of Proctor. And McKinney will hand this one off. Flags come out as we get things going. And this, I would anticipate, is against Grand Rapids. And it is a false start against the Thunderhawks. So now a 3rd and 1 turns into a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever got set. McKinney came in kind of late there, and they kind of rushed things. I don't know if everybody even did get set.
Makes this a little bit more challenging for Grand Rapids. A 3rd and 6 at the 16 of Proctor. We're nearing 2.5 minutes before halftime. It's 49-0 Thunderhawks. One wide to the left, tight to the right. McKinney's under center. He will. Ball's on the ground, and it's going to be recovered by Proctor. As that was fumbled, and Proctor will turn away Grand Rapids, and they will take over. And I tell you what, Jim, those were always those plays that you know coming in tomorrow during film study. Yeah, that's never going to be fun.
Yeah, it looked like a bad exchange there between McKinney and Stark, and ball ended up on the ground, and like number 44 for Proctor. That's Gundry with the recovery.
Especially when you've only got about 2 games left in the season, those sort of mistakes, as Coach Vaughn says every week, turnovers make or break you. And I know he's really wanting to get those cleaned up. So 1st and 10 for the Rails, moving from left to right. They're at their own 14. Peterson will hand this one off. Now cutting up inside, but it's that defense of Grand Rapids swarming to the football. And it will be 2nd down and long after a loss on the play for Proctor.
Yeah, after turning over the ball, looks like the defense is going to take their frustrations out on the Rails. They're driving them back for about a 3-yard loss.
2nd down and 13. Ball spotted just outside the 10-yard line at the 11. 1:56 before halftime. 49-0 Grand Rapids. And Proctor comes to the line. Peterson in the gun. He's got 2 backs in the backfield. Twins to the left, tight to the right. And does a, I think they got maybe Grand Rapids to jump and hit himself onto the helmet. Is number 76, Braxton Hughes. Yeah, he knew it. But this is going to move forward for Proctor.
Yeah,
Are they going to leave it right there? Officials are talking, and they've done a lot of conversations in this game, have the officials. Are they going to say, no, that's actually going to be against Proctor? So this is going to, that's a delay. And they're going to mark this one back.
interesting.
I wasn't watching the play clock as closely as I should have been. And this is going to be all just outside the 5 now. Proctor will huddle in the end zone.
Yeah, they're not helping themselves out there with that kind of gameplay. Maybe they're just going to kick it again.
It is 2nd down, and they have kicked basically out of this formation. It looks like an offensive formation, but they will hand. No, he's going to throw it far side, and now running down the field is Proctor, and they cross the 20, and that was a well-designed play by the Rails. But Grand Rapids able to get them before the 1st down. And more substitutions coming in for the Thunderhawks. So Gibson with the reception.
Kind of a little fake handoff right, and quick hitter out to Gibson on the left side there, was able to find some space. Now they're flirting with the 1st down.
3rd and 2 for Proctor. Ball's at the 22-yard line under center. Looked like there was some movement, and Peterson's going to try to take it himself. He's one of the smaller guys on the field, but he's going to try to get there. And if they spot this at the 25, that will be a 1st down.
Peterson not that big, but he's good little athlete.
Yeah, he's got a lot of heart to him.
Yeah, does it all, kicks the ball.
And that will be a first down and 10 for the Rails. And that, I believe, is the first one of the game for Proctor.
I believe so.
With 44.2 seconds left to go before halftime, they'll have it first and 10. Ball is going to be about the 26-yard line. And they are taking their time. And we're going to be under 30 seconds before the half. It's 49-0, Grand Rapids. And Proctor's going to have to hustle up a little bit if they want to get a play or two off here. And it's going to be a screen near side. And now trying to break some tackles. And it's going to be Grand Rapids swarming to the football defensively. Grady Giffen, number 41. I have been ultra impressed with his play because it doesn't matter what unit he comes in on. We've seen him play with some of the starters. We've seen him play with some of the second and third units. Whatever he comes in, number 41's making plays.
Yeah, 6'2", 200, and receiver got his hands on the ball, and Giffen all over him. Just nowhere to go.
So 13.7 seconds, there's a flag, and this is going to be against Proctor. It's unsportsmanlike conduct, and the bad just keeps getting worse for the Rails. And they will mark this one back, and you're in about one play, roughly, before halftime for the Rails, and they will be backed up now to the 11-yard line. Their own 11, moving from left to right, and they will huddle. Half of the huddle in the end zone, half of it outside of the end zone.
Yeah, it's really tough when you're in this position as the Rails are. You come into a Noble Hall field against a juggernaut like Grand Rapids, and it's really tough to get anything going.
Line up Peterson under center. He's got split backs in the backfield. Two wide receivers set. And they're just going to kneel this one out before the half is Proctor. And that is your halftime scores. Both teams will make their way to their respective halftime positions. It is 49-0 Thunderhawks. And you're listening to Grand Rapids Football, J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and at our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. Yeah, I don't, because obviously these are going to be, it's going to be a very short quarter is my guess. So it's a 15-minute halftime. And then, but with where you're at with ads, Joe, because you know those quarters are going to be very short for the second half. Halftime on our YouTube stream brought to you by Pacable Electric. Electric by the Thunderhawks tonight.
Out comes the band to put on a show.
at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids, they just introduced the homecoming court. Ben Schroeder, the king, Ginger Pogarels, the queen for homecoming. We're at halftime, and it is 49-0. Grand Rapids on top over Proctor. Again, Marcus Lynn, Jim Wimmer with you, Super Joe back in studio. On our YouTube stream, our halftime is brought to you by Pekegama Electric, but we will also let our folks watching the YouTube stream check out the fantastic marching band of Grand Rapids. I think you said the competitions are over, right, Jim?
But yeah, I believe they're all done. They went on to, I think, a final competition down in Iowa. They had another great season.
And they always put on a great show here, and you know it'll be no different here at homecoming. But, Jim, it's been all Grand Rapids from the very first play of the game all the way really till the end of the halftime here as Grand Rapids leads 49-0 over Proctor.
Yeah, and you couldn't ask for much more. We were getting all three phases involved. Great return game going, good kick game going on. Defense just swarming with Spawn recovering one in the end zone. And then our offense just running the ball all over those rails. It's been men against boys here this evening.
Very much so. And as you mentioned, Jim, every phase of the game has done something amazing for Grand Rapids. Defense has done not only turned away Proctor and put them in negative yards for the first half, but has scored. Special teams have scored. Offense has scored. I mean, it has been nothing but forward progress for Grand Rapids. Although, if you're the coaching staff, you're always going to pick those things could be better. Little ball security issues here and there for Grand Rapids, and I know that coach is really going to want to get those cleaned up here in the second half. I mean, immediately. They don't take any time working on that stuff. And, you know, you're going to see a lot of different personnel groupings coming in for Grand Rapids. You're going to see some shortened quarters here with the new rules from the Minnesota State High School League. The third quarter is likely to be very, very short. We're going to get some running time. But you're going to see some different aspects where Grand Rapids can improve because just 2 regular season games left, Jim, and you still got some things to do because you know the competition continues to get better and better and better, especially once you get to sections.
But we've seen it every week. There's been improvement, and that's the thing. And, you know, a lot of the mistakes have been with some of the reserves coming in. So I would say our starting lineup did a great job here in this first half.
And it is 49-0 at the half. We'll take another quick timeout, and then we will come back and I don't know, Jim's might run out of breath. He's got to go down some of this scoring because Sheldon said before the game, the PA announcer, of course, Sheldon Willis doing PA, he was like, I hope you have your pen ready. I go, I'm letting Jim do all that. He's writing down because, I mean, this Grand Rapids team, we knew if they were going to come out and play like they needed to play tonight that this would likely be the outcome because Grand Rapids is just playing that dominant this year.
And they spread it around in this first half. So really good to see that contributions from, especially on the offensive side, just from left to right.
And so we'll be right back as you're listening to Grand Rapids football. J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
Have you seen this show yet? Deer River 24, Cherry 14. Is that Fergie down there on the sidelines? What's that now?
It's still fun to cook.
Yeah.
They put up the pins once they did. You're supposed to get 108. That's unlikely to happen though.
That is quite the stat, Joe. Thank you.
Nope, still going.
We're in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Super Joe back in studio. We are at halftime. It's 49-0 Grand Rapids over Proctor on homecoming in Grand Rapids with the band. Putting on a show here at the half. It's always fantastic. And, of course, the folks here are taking that in. And you can see it on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. Our YouTube stream halftime is brought to you by Pekegama Electric. And now I'm going to kick this over to the man himself, Jim Wimmer, to break down the scoring that happened there in the first half.
And a lot of scoring it was, and it happened real early. At 11:43 after a nice kick return, Mason Johnson from 8 yards out. And kick was good by, Mr. Raleigh. Excuse me, Mr. Raleigh. Raleigh kick was good. And then at 11:31, just 12 seconds later, Oliver Spahn with great pursuit on a bad snap into the end zone. Spahn recovers that in the end zone. And another Raleigh kick, 14-0 Grand Rapids. At 9:22, McNear on a 2-yard plunge. Another Raleigh kick. We're at 21-0 with just a couple minutes off the board. Then at 4:30, Rabers on a 36-yard punt return took that to the house. Another Raleigh kick. We're at 28-0, still in the first quarter. And then at 2:30, it was a Grand Rapids safety. We're at 30-0. That gets us into the second quarter. At 11:17, McNear on a 30-yard run. Kick no good, 36-0. At 9:45, Ethan Morgan on a 39-yard run. Another Raleigh kick. We're up to 43-0. And then at 8:50, Thiel getting loose from 39. And kick no good again. We're at 49-0 at halftime.
49-0 Grand Rapids over Proctor at the half. And again, a lot of scoring taking place, a lot of just big-time plays for the Thunderhawks. And Super Joe back in studio, who's kind of a statistician in his own right, said in real time, as you break it down, Grand Rapids scored about every 7 minutes they since kickoff. So quite impressive by the Thunderhawks here over Proctor at the half. And the band continuing to put on a great show. And while we have a moment, let's thank some more of our sponsors. Let's thank Mr. Furnace, Dale's Auto Body, Northern Portables, Atchison Tire, Deerwood Bank, Latville Lumber, Super One Foods, and S&S Meats for bringing you Thunderhawk football. We'll take another quick timeout, and we'll come back for some more halftime analysis. We'll tell you what the clock situation is going to be in the second half as well. And we'll have some more Thunderhawk football for you on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and at our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
Talked about Raleigh probably 4 times, and I still couldn't come up with his name.
I hate when that happens, right? Like, you're ready, and it's like, what?
And then the kicker, well, what's his name?
Number 7's really good.
He is really good.
He's fast, isn't he?
Who's the one who dropped that
Proctor?
Yeah.
Can't recall.
Yeah, he's a park trainer.
Is Raleigh on the?
I think he might be. I haven't looked though.
I would expect so.
Yeah.
At the deer camp tomorrow.
Check, 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 check.
Will he be 12?
Do you have a game after this? Do you have to record a game after this too?
No. Girls soccer game.
The boys play at 7.
Kings in the drum line.
Yeah, it's cool.
You guys play snow with it?
Yeah.
I like that you guys. I like that you guys work together.
I would agree as well. They put on a heck of a show.
Yep.
And we're at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Super Joe back in studio. We are at halftime. It's 49-0 Grand Rapids. The band has wrapped things up, and both teams have made their way out onto the field to do some warm-ups. And just as an update with the new rules that happen with running time when the score gets as it is right now, we are going to have a 2-minute third quarter, and then we will have a 6-minute running time fourth quarter. So this will be a rapid moving second half here in Grand Rapids, but the folks still hanging around as they are watching the team, and so that's kind of new this year. Before it was 35 points at the half, and then you'd have running time, but now you can shorten up the third and fourth quarters, and you get running time in the fourth quarter.
And I believe both sides agree on this.
Agree on that. Because this last week we were in North Branch, it was 40-0. North Branch elected we're going to play 12-minute quarters.
Yep.
And so it was what it was for North Branch. They did not want to back down in that regard at all. So the teams agree on that, and then we move forward with it. And so we'll have that for you. And then once we get our post game, we'll have to. I don't know who we want to talk to today. Who should we talk to?
Well, you did not talk to Ray. Have you talked to Ravers yet?
We talked to, I believe, we had him up here a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
So
we've had Mason Johnson up here. We've had Oliver Spahn up here. I don't think we've seen Marcus Thiel yet this year.
I don't think we've seen Thiel. I think we should probably, as we get to the last couple weeks, as folks, I think we want to hear some of these guys. I think we could probably do Marcus Thiel, and I think we ought to do one of the linemen one of these days.
We gotta.
We got to do a
Yeah,
line.
we got one last year.
Week.
Usually we get with the coaches and say, okay, which lineman do we want to interview?
Yeah, because those guys have put, every last one of the guys, offensive, defensive linemen, have played nothing but spectacular this year.
Yeah, Coach ranting and raving about them in the in your interview with the coach.
And Proctor is running to the left end zone and final warm-ups here as we're about 35 seconds away from your third quarter. Again, your halftime on our YouTube stream brought to you by Pekegama Electric. Our third quarter is going to be brought to you by First National Agency of Coleraine. So we thank all of our sponsors for bringing you Thunderhawks football. We want to thank some more of our sponsors like Benders, Grand Rapids State Bank, Mackley Auto Repair, M&H Gas, Itasca Economic Development Corporation, Grooms Property Management, Woodland Bank, the Timberlake Lodge, Nooches in the Corner, Northern Star Co-op, Cenex, Grand Rapids Public Utilities Commission, 218 Supply, Cedar Creek Tavern, and the Minnesota Deer Hunters Association. And Jim and I are actually going to be back here, I believe, on Tuesday in Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids because It's section final soccer. And we got a full slate on Tuesday. Grand Rapids Volleyball is wrapping up their season versus Hibbing. And then the soccer team for girls will be here playing Hermantown. Now that bracket is all kind of what you wouldn't normally expect in a section final per se, because it's a 3 versus a 5 seed. So both the 1 and 2 seeds are out. However, in the boys' side of the bracket, the boys are in Duluth-Denfeld. We know the starting time for that. That will be at 7 p.m., and that's a 1 versus a 2. Denfeld is the 1 seed. Grand Rapids is the 2 seed. Obviously, win, you punch your ticket to state. And this should be a pretty good one here. We don't know the time yet for the girls' game here at Noble Hall Field, but we will know before we know it. And that will be on KOZY. So the girls' game will be on KOZY. The boys' game will be on, as I almost dropped the camera out the window, boys' game will be on KMFY, and then the girls' volleyball will be on J105, the station you're currently listening to. Then on Wednesday, Grand Rapids football will be right here versus Rockridge. So we've got a lot going on.
You got that all straight, Marcus?
I think so.
Great.
I think so.
You're the boss, so that's a good thing.
That's probably, I know the least of any of them. So Grand Rapids kicking this one off from right to left here to start the 2-minute third quarter. And the kick is up, high, deep, and it will be fielded near the 15 and dropped in. It's rolling around. Grand Rapids is going to have to try to get down here, and they're going to say his knee was down. And that is where we will start things off for Proctor. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line, moving from left to right as we see it here in the third.
Gavin Roth on that kick return was unable to gather that in. They've had a tough time this evening, has Proctor, getting a hold of them balls.
And so 1st down and 10.
Yeah,
for Proctor.
it's always something new. You never thought you'd ever see a 2-minute quarter in a football game, but here we go.
Here we go. Peterson's under center, and flags come out before the snap, likely against Proctor here. Dead ball, legal substitution. They were trying to run some guys off the field, was Proctor, before the snap. And they're going to flag them for too many guys. It will be now 1st and 15 for Proctor from the 10. Moving from left to right. Proctor lines up under center, and they will hand this off inside. And getting about to the line of scrimmage are the Rails. Joe Dick in there, number 41, making a tackle. Excuse me, that's Giffen, number 41. 21 is Joe Dick. But again, Grady's just, I can just rave about him and his tenacity.
Yeah, great athlete. Dietman in there as well. We've been calling his name a bit here since the second quarter.
And this will be Proctor coming out to the line. Nearing a minute to go, third quarter. Clock moving quickly. 2nd and 15 from the 10, and miscommunication, but throwing it, and it's complete to the 20. To the 30, Proctor making the move to the 40 and finally tackled down by Grand Rapids. That's number 37 for the Thunderhawks. Noah Kinkle coming back on defense and stopping Proctor shy of the 50, but that was big-time play for the Rails.
Tristan Lundberg was able to find some space there up the right side. Peterson finding him, and Lundberg getting up the sidelines there and was able to put a nice gain together there for Proctor, their biggest gain of the night.
So 1st and 10, ball is going to be at the 48-yard line of the Rails, moving from left to right. Ball's on the near side hash. We're going to be under 30 seconds to go, third quarter. 2 wide receiver set, 1 to left, 1 to the right. Peterson's under center. He will hand this one off and trying to cut up and not getting a whole lot is Proctor again. Giffen, one of the guys back there, but a lot of different Thunderhawks in there making plays. Looks like maybe the number, that's 6, Asplin, also getting out of the huddle, or the pile, I should say. And the cheerleaders are throwing some footballs into the crowd. We want one. But I don't think I don't know if we're going to get one. But that is the end of the third quarter. So at the end of the third quarter, it is 49-0. Again, our third quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by First National Agency of Coleraine. Thank you so much for helping sponsor Thunderhawk football. So now we're going to go to your fourth quarter of play, and your fourth quarter is going to be brought to you by Ray's Sport and Marine here on our YouTube stream. And this will be a 6-minute fourth quarter with running time. So we'll take just a really quick timeout as you're listening to Thunderhawks football. J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOCY Sports. And welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Super Joe back in studio. Grand Rapids leads 49-0 over Proctor. We are in your fourth quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by Ray Sport and Marine. This will be a running clock fourth quarter. Proctor has it, 2nd and 10. They are at their own 48. Now moving from right to left as we see it, some movement up front. That should be a full start against Proctor. And this will back them up just when they think they can get something going. Unfortunately for the Rails, they move the other direction after the big play, and this will now be 2nd down and long, 2nd and 15 for the Rails.
Yeah, and once again, it's that discipline thing. You got to know the count, and you got to know when to go. And sometimes it seems pretty simple, but you get up there, and you got a guy breathing down you across the line, and it gets you a little jumpy sometimes.
Twins to the right. Peterson again for the Rails. Two backs in the backfield. High snap pitch right side. And just being swarmed by Thunderhawks. And I tell you what, the quarterback, number 10 for the Rails, and that's Peterson. I think Connor Keith just lit him up.
Yeah, he
after
crushed
he pitched
him.
That.
Connor Keith gave him a little pat on the back. He's like, sorry, dude.
Sorry. He's like, I'm just doing my job.
Yep, just doing my job.
Well, it's going to be 3rd down and 16 for the Rails. Ball is at the 42-yard line of Proctor. Again, moving from right to left. 5:23 and counting, fourth quarter. It's 49-0, Grand Rapids.
He said, Coach K told me to do that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Split backs in the backfield. Peterson's in the gun, high snap. He's going to hand this off now, running near side and coming up. Good tackle by Grand Rapids. And that's number 91, Samuel Hoffman. And that was good angle by Hoffman coming up on that play, and good tackle.
Yeah, he came all the way from left end, too. Just great pursuit. Was able to wrap him up and just took him to the ground.
Those are the plays. Then you look at film study the next day and say, there we go.
Way to go, Hoffman.
There you go. So 4th down and long. It's 4th and 17. The ball is at the 41-yard line of Proctor. Ball on the near side hash. Clock is running under 4.5 minutes left to go in the game. It's 49-0, Grand Rapids. Here comes Proctor to the line. And 2 wide receiver set, split backs. And it's going to be a little screen pass. And that's going to go over the head of the receiver and out of bounds. And incomplete. And that'll be a turnover on downs. Grand Rapids will take over 1st and 10 in Proctor territory. Clock running under 4 minutes. Fourth quarter in this running time. Fourth quarter. Shortened time is 6-minute fourth quarter. The dice in the student section still being popped around. They're still playing the games with the cheer squad.
Looks like number 18, Jack Johnson, in at quarterback for Grand Rapids. 6 foot 170 junior.
He's under center. He will hand this off inside to Stark. Stark he's wanting to run, and he's across the 35-yard line for Grand Rapids.
Stark just dragging rails. It's like, no, I'm not going down.
And he had him wrapped around his hips. He was still just moving forward. So
Showing some power there, Stark.
second down and 2 for the Thunderhawks. Ball at the Proctor 33-yard line. And Johnson under center for the Thunderhawks. Twin to the right, tied to the left, double wing formation fullback. Pitch near side with some speed across the 30, and big shot. Flag comes out. That's Grant Cleveland, number 81, with the carry. And it's going to be a hold against Grand Rapids.
Oh, Coach Spahn not going to like that. There's no need for that.
That will back them up for the Thunderhawks.
So that's going to be another one of those video deals where you look at it and say, what were you thinking?
Got some coaching to do. But as this team just wants to get better and better every single week, every single day. So lining up now with Twins to the left. Johnson's under center. He's got Stark right behind him. Now they're trying to get lined up correctly. Again, these different personnel groupings. Pitch left side and trying to get upfield and does to the 30, to the 20 with speed. 10, 5, touchdown! Thunderhawks! Number 12, British Shoal just takes it from 38 yards, and Grand Rapids is over the 50 spot. Proctor on homecoming.
Wow, Brady Scholl just hitting that left side and turning on the Jets there, heading up the sideline, outrunning every rail. Touchdown, Grand Rapids.
Here comes the PAT unit, and this is going to be Ethan Morgan who's going to handle the duties here for kicking. Number 33. But that's not the stature of Morgan, I don't believe. So that is a short kick. So that's actually going to be the other 30, or is that Ethan Morgan? It is Ethan Morgan. It is. Now I can tell it's it. He looked a little smaller when he was kicking as opposed to when he threw the football, and I was like, he looks small, but then I could tell after the kick that, because he's a very animated player, that's him. But the kick is no good, but the score is a 55-0 Grand Rapids with 2:21 left to go in the game. And we'll take a quick time out as you're listening to Thunderhawks football. J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
Morgan was kicking himself all the way to the sidelines.
We're in Grand Rapids. Marcus Linden alongside Jim Wimmer, Super Joe back at Studio 221. Left to go fourth quarter. It's 55-0. Thunderhawks over Proctor. Fourth quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by Raysport Marine. That is kicked and handled by Proctor. Just diving on it are the Rails with number 7. That's Butler. And they will have it now first and 10. Will the Rails with 2 minutes and counting. Fourth quarter, 55-0 Thunderhawks. After they just put another touchdown on with number 12, Braden Scholl, 6'1", 180 junior.
Yeah, nice run around left in there, showing some speed.
And Proctor will come out, huddle things up. They'll have it first and 10. Ball at the 33-yard line. And the Rails will line up. And I think this is this a try and get all the personnel groupings into you as much as we can. As handed this, ball's on the ground. That's a new quarterback in for Proctor. That is Tristan Lundberg, number 8.
Lundberg had that. He had that nice reception and.
Oh, that's right. Both quarterbacks just very small for Proctor. It's just tough going up a team that's about 4 times your size.
Yeah, and then we
Through
see
the rails.
McNear out there for us. What's he listed at 6'4"? When you're that kind of size, you can really see what's going on. I mean, I'm not the one that can vouch for
Me
that.
either, me either. Me either. So clock is ticking down. They may get one more snap off here. Will Proctor? We're under 40 seconds and counting. Play clock is at 2, 1, and they're gonna blow the whistle. I think they're gonna kneel this out. Is Proctor? They look to be in a kneeling formation, and they will kneel this out. So that will be your final score. Proctor falls to Grand Rapids on homecoming by a final score of 55-0. Grand Rapids rolling. And they will go to 6-1 on the season, and we will be back for your post-game show on our YouTube stream, brought to you by the Minnesota Deer Hunters Association. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll be back. We'll have post-game interview and more as you're listening to Thunderhawks football on J105, The Thunder, J105radio.com, and our YouTube stream at KOCY Sports. Yeah, let's do it. And we are at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lynn alongside Jim Wimmer, Super Joe, who's back in studio, keeping us on the air, making it sound as good as we possibly can. As the game has gone final between Grand Rapids and Proctor, and the Thunderhawks victorious again as they win 55-0 over the Rails. We are looking for our post-game interview here shortly. I know Jim is down on the field as the Thunderhawks just met into our end zone at our left, the one that says Grand in it. They meet in the big huddle, and then they break into 3 separate smaller huddles, and they will talk things out in homecoming here in Grand Rapids. So a lot of the students are still hanging around. The cheer squad is taking some pictures right now. Proctor is out on the field as well, and they are huddled up in one big huddle with their coaching staff. And they are to the right of the 50-yard line near the 35 and the 30, kind of in between the 35 and 30-yard line, talking things out. It has not been the season that Proctor would have hoped for by any stretch, as they have just continued to battle against teams and were shut out again. They scored their first points of the season last week, but against a tenacious Grand Rapids defense, that was going to be a tough task. But give the Rails a lot of credit. They continue to come out here and battle. They put a couple of good plays together, and they fought hard as they could against a much bigger, much more physical, faster, much more experienced Grand Rapids team. And I always say, even in games like this, if you have the gumption and the guts to strap it on and come out and play, that says a lot about your program and the kids in it. And so Proctor, though, does fall 55-0, and Grand Rapids continues to roll. Big win for the Thunderhawks, and now we got one more left for the regular season. And just to give you an update, Deer River leads Cherry 32-14 with just under 8 minutes to go in the fourth. So it looks like the Warriors are going to get the win over the Tigers, and then Deer River will move on to next week, and they will face Mountain Iron Buell. That should be a big-time matchup with big-time section seeding implications to it, considering MIB has just lost the last two, but they, I believe, will have their entire roster back to play, and they've got some really good athletes. Again, moving up to 11-man this year, Cherry and MIB. So Deer River will be battling next week, too. Again, that game on 96.9 KMFY. Got to give a big plug to Man Super Joe. He's been handling the producing for us all night. He's going to have extra yards here at 10:05 on KOZY 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, recapping this game, recapping the Deer River Cherry game, and other northern Minnesota scores. The team has broken their huddles. Coach Spawn's coming over. He's grabbing the headsets. He's getting things put away, so we anticipate our post-game interview up here very, very shortly, so we'll keep it right here as we continue to go through our post-game. Brought to you by the Minnesota Deer Hunters Association on our YouTube stream. We appreciate you joining us this evening, and all the students going out onto the field, and Proctor has broken their huddle. They are kind of taking their time as well, just kind of cleaning things up. And the Proctor faithful, who made their way from, of course, Proctor, and we're in the stands across the way, are meeting with their team. And regular season, can you believe it's almost over? Almost over. And here comes Mr. Thiel right now. And again, we want to keep you up to date as we're going to have a Grand Rapids soccer and volleyball coming up on Tuesday, but we'll tell you more about that before we wrap up the broadcast. But a big shout out to the soccer team, too, both boys and girls, as they have made it to the section final. One game away from punching their ticket to state. And Grand Rapids is the #1 team for football here in the section, and they continue to solidify that with another win as they defeat Proctor this evening, 55-0. Homecoming week for the Thunderhawks. Students have been playing with some blow-up dice here, and we're going to be joined by number 7, Marcus Steele, here on our post game. How you doing, sir?
Oh, pretty good.
Pretty good indeed. So you get the 55-0 win over Proctor. And I was talking to Coach pregame, and he said, this week is busy with homecoming and everything, but you guys came out focused, and really from the gate, it was a dominating performance. So how do you feel about how you handled things here to start things off?
Yeah, with homecoming week, it's always a busy week for a lot of the guys on the team, but we knew what we had to do and have a good week of practice and keep getting better, getting ready for sections.
Getting ready for sections, and again, you scored a lot of points, offense, defense, special teams, all contributing in a big way tonight. What can you just say about the team chemistry right now?
The team chemistry is just on another level. We got a group of guys here that we've been playing with each other for a long time now, and we're just going hard.
And you've been able to have some pretty big runs here the last week, this week too, putting up some touchdowns. How's it feel to get out there and just put on the performances that you have?
It feels good. I got a lot of great guys blocking for me, and I mean, running down the field, I know everybody running in front of me is going to hold their blocks, so just props to those guys.
Well, and then you got to give some props to yourself defensively, too. The secondary has played pretty well for you guys. I mean, the defense stifling. Again, another shutout here tonight against Proctor. What can you say about the defense?
Yeah, it's all preparation. Coach Kinnunen is preparing us well during the week, and we're putting in the work and getting better every day.
I probably shouldn't ask this, but, he's down in the field this year. Normally he's right next door. We can hear him in the past seasons, banging on the table. Is he that animated down on the field, too?
I think he's holding back a little bit this year, but, yeah, he's always a great time down on the field.
Well, again, 55-0, Proctor. It falls to Grand Rapids. We're joined with Marcus Steele. And, hey, you got the big win tonight. You got one more regular season game, MEA week. You're playing on Wednesday against Rock Ridge. I mean, what's the thoughts kind of moving into that last game of the season?
Yeah, it's all going to come down to our preparation. Like, we got to come every day at practice ready with just hard work and mentality, ready to go.
And you are the number one team in the section right now. Kind of you have the bullseye on your back, so to speak. What's that kind of do as you get forward 2 sections? What's the thought process in practice with that preparation?
Yeah, it's just every day at practice we got to keep going. It's going to be a battle between who can practice the hardest and who prepares the best before those sections come around. So that's what we got to do.
Again, join Marcus Dale on our postgame. Again, congratulations on a big-time game and a big-time win. We'll be seeing you next week.
Yeah, thank you, Marcus.
And you are listening to Thunderhawks Football, J105, The Thunder, J105radio.com, and you can stream us on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. We'll be back to wrap things up with Jim Wimmer as you're listening again here on J105.
Mr. Christie had his face all painted up down there.
Oh, did he?
Said the kids got a hold of him.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did.
It's pretty cool when your AD is doing that stuff.
Doing that kind of stuff. And we are back at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Super Joe back in studio again. Grand Rapids defeats Proctor tonight, 55-0 on homecoming. Just joined with Marcus Steele in our post-game interview. Again, our post-game on our YouTube stream brought to you by the Minnesota Deer Hunters Association. You know, I have to kind of be partial to Marcus.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
And he knew your name as
Yeah.
well.
So we do share something in common, and we share that we're big fans of this team. I mean, this is special. I mean, to go out, I don't care who you play. If you can go out there and you can put a 55 spot on and shut somebody out, I mean, I know that you look on paper and maybe you expect it if you're Grand Rapids, but to go out and to do it, I mean, these are the sorts of games that you go out and you execute and you continue to execute. And next week, you got Rock Ridge coming to town. Again, a season they haven't really felt the best about either, considering especially last year. But they come in here. But if it's like Marcus said, you got to have that preparation and practice, and they are gearing up to get as good as they possibly can because you got to win those games, and then you get into sections. I mean, every game matters. That's why we play it.
And we've heard it every interview. These young men are talking about preparation. Got to go to practice. We got to prepare hard. Coach is telling us we need to work on some things, and it's showing. I mean, 30-0 after the end of one, and all 3 phases scoring points. It's a very impressive outing here this evening.
Well, and especially in high school sports. I mean, Jim, we see it in college football. You see it in the NFL. Sometimes you go up and you have a couple of big games like Grand Rapids. You play Hermantown, and then you go to North Branch. And then you see a team that maybe you overlook, especially being that it's homecoming, and you have all this stuff. There was never any indication of that from Grand Rapids. They came out and they were business from the opening kick.
And I think we talked about it. Proctor, I don't think, crossed their 20-yard line in the first half, so it was just an impressive display of defense again. You can't say enough about the defense. It's been just dominant this year.
It's been incredible to watch this defense just be so physical, and they can just control games. And then that you get in that complementary football. The defense gets you stops. The offense has great field position. Then you got a couple of guys like, I mean, Thiel and Ravers with speed for days. Mason Johnson is just a bulldozer. And then you talk for speed for days. He doesn't even look that fast when he's running, but he outruns everybody, is Logan McNear.
Yeah, and it's just that stride. I mean, he starts striding out. There's no catching him. Kid is fast.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy. It's like, oh my, though. And every guy that we've talked to, whether it's been McNear, whether it's been Ravers, whether it's been Thiel, Johnson, Spawn, The list goes on and on and on. And you talk to Coach Spawn, and what do you talk about up front?
Yeah.
It's the guys up front. And every single one of them acknowledges that these big guys up front have just taken control of games. And, as always, being from Nebraska, a lot of people ask me about Grand Rapids, because we're big corn-fed guys down there once you get it. And I was like, Grand Rapids being hockey, sometimes more you got the leaner type of guys. But these dudes, I tell you what, they put some work in, and they ate a lot during the offseason because these are some beasts up front, and they're pushing people around.
Yeah, and I recognize it with the backs as well. Marcus Steele, he's put on some jacks since we interviewed him last year, and these boys been working, and the results are paying off.
Results are paying off. They are, and they're deep. I mean, we saw a lot of different personnel units today, and they play so hard from top to bottom on this team. It doesn't matter where you are at on this roster. And I mean, we talked with Spawn after Hermantown, and he even gave a shout out to the scout team. How do you get better though in practice? As Marcus Steele just said, preparation, practice. But how do you get better? It's because you're deep and your scout team is really good, and they continue to make the starters even better. And I mean, a 55-0 win. And it's going to be a pretty big one, again, on Wednesday versus Rockridge. You want to take care of business, get that win, and then you get the first-round bye for the section, and then you're setting yourself up in business. You never want to get ahead of yourself, Jim, but this team's got something special about them.
They certainly do, and, an opportunity to stay fresh. If you can get out there, put up some points early again, and, let your starters maybe play a half again, then you're looking at a first-round bye. You're looking at some time off here, a lot of time to prepare and be ready for a second-round section playoff game, looking ahead already. But we know that Coach Spawn and these young men will be prepared for Rockridge on Wednesday.
Wednesday night, we'll be right here at Noble Hall Field. And we're going to wrap things up as everybody's making their way out of the facility. I suppose it's our time to do that, too. I even talked with our man, David Moody. He's like, man, your guys' post games are extensive. And I go, yes, they are, because we have a lot of really good things to talk about. It's Grand Rapids football. It is Grand Rapids
and
football.
It's always a party here.
It's always a party.
You don't want to leave. They're still these students are out here celebrating with these young men. It's awesome.
It is awesome. And, of course, give a big shout-out to David. It looks like Deer River is going to get the win over Cherry. With under 4 minutes play, 38-14. But Deer River will play Mountain Arm Buell on Wednesday, and GNK will be playing Aiken. Jim and I believe we'll be back here at Noble Hall Field on Tuesday, because Grand Rapids girls soccer is in the section final versus Hermantown. You know that's going to be one heck of a matchup. Well, Jim, you said you watch quite a bit. You watch some soccer from time to time.
Yeah. Team USA, we brought home some cups.
So it's going to be a fun one. On Tuesday, we'll have that game for you on KOZY, and that we are still looking at a time to be determined. Then we'll be here on Wednesday for the Grand Rapids football versus Rockridge. Again, keep track of our social media pages and our website for more information. For Jim Wimmer, I'm Marcus Lynn for Super Joe back in studio. Remember, tune in for Extra Yards on KOZY just after 10. Joe will be recapping this game as well as the other area games in Northern Minnesota scores. I believe he's going to be joined with Tom Downing tonight as well. Again, final score from Grand Rapids on homecoming. The Thunderhawks defeat Proctor 55-0, and you've been listening to Thunderhawk Football. J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. Have a good night, everyone.